We're going to start off with reading If You Give a Moose a Muffin by Laura Numeroff and illustrated by Felicia Bond. If you give a moose a muffin, he'll want some jam to go with it. So you'll bring out some of your mother's homemade blackberry jam. When he's finished eating the muffin, he'll want another, and another, and another. When they're all gone, he'll ask you to make more. You'll have to go to the store to get some muffin mix. He'll want to go with you. When he opens the door and feels how chilly it is, he'll ask to borrow a sweater. When he puts the sweater on, he'll notice one of the buttons is loose. He'll ask for a needle and thread. He'll start sewing. The button will remind him of the puppets his grandmother used to make. So he'll ask for some old socks. He'll make some sock puppets. When they're done, he'll want to put on a puppet show. He'll need some cardboard and paints. Then he'll ask you to help him make the scenery. When the scenery is finished, he'll get behind the couch, but his antlers will stick out. So he'll ask for something to cover them up. You'll bring him a sheet from your bed. When he sees the sheet, he'll remember he wants to be a ghost for Halloween. He'll try it on and shout, "Boo!" It'll scare him so much, he'll knock over the paints. So he'll use the sheet to clean up the mess. Then he'll ask for some soap to wash it out. He'll probably want to hang the sheet up to dry. He'll go outside to put it on the clothesline. When he's out in the yard, he'll see your mother's blackberry bushes. Seeing the blackberries will remind him of her jam. He'll probably ask you for some. And chances are, if you give him the jam, he'll want a muffin to go with it. Good morning, I'm Audrey Foster with Nebraska Extension in Custer County, and I'm their summer employee. Today, we're going to be talking all about breakfast. And to begin, I want to discuss some of the myths around breakfast, such as how many of you guys eat breakfast and what does breakfast mean? Breakfast is the longest time between eating, dinner time and in the morning when we eat breakfast. And therefore, it's called breakfast because we are breaking the fast. Is it a myth that we can skip this meal? Yes. Because breakfast provides energy. It provides a boost of carbohydrates in the morning that help you to perform at school, in athletics, or other fun activities. Multiple studies have shown that breakfast eaters are more likely to have superior cognitive functioning or good brain functioning, and are likely to have improved concentration and therefore perform better at both school, sports, and other activities. Is it a myth to stay away from sugary cereals? Yes, another myth. Cereal is arguably one of the most eaten breakfast foods in America. It's quick and easy. However, not all cereals contain the same nutritional content. Therefore, some cereals are better for you than others. And the statement to stay away from sugary cereals isn't always correct. So 3 things you need to look for when picking out a cereal include you want a whole grain to be the first ingredient and listed on the ingredient list. Next, you want to make sure that your cereal doesn't contain too much sugar. So a sugar should not be listed as one of the first 3 ingredients. And sometimes sugars are sneaky and they go by different names. I mean, sometimes they're blatantly put as sugar, but high fructose corn syrup and hydrogenated oils are other words for sugars that you want to stay away from. And finally, third, you want to make sure that your cereal provides at least 3 grams of fiber per serving. So my wheat crisps here contain 6. Let's see, I believe it's 6. Yes, 6 grams of fiber per serving. So this is a good choice. Also, most breakfast cereals are actually packed with vitamins and nutrients that give you much needed fuel for school. Just choose cereals from whole grains more often than not. So now we are going to bust open foods and find out what nutrients they give you in your daily lives, and even pull some of the nutrients right out of the cereal. To get started thinking about all the different types of foods, and breakfast foods especially, I'm gonna have you guys take a piece of paper, some markers and crayons, or even a pencil, and I'm gonna have you guys list or draw as many types of breakfast foods as you can in 1 minute. You can go ahead and pause the video here for 1 minute. How many different types of foods did you guys come up with? If you're doing this in a group, did you guys come up with a whole bunch of different ones, or were they all pretty similar? Did you work on this as a group or individually? Now that we're kind of thinking about food, we're gonna go through some food riddles. And as I go through these, I want you guys to see if you can come up with what I'm talking about before we reveal the answer. To begin, I am yellow and long. I am a fruit. Monkeys eat me. Who am I? I am green. When you cut me open, I am red. You eat me in the summertime. What fruit am I? I am green. I look like a tree. I am a vegetable. Who am I? I'm a kind of vegetable and my color is orange. You can use me in salad. Who am I? I am a bread. I can be a snack and I have many flavors. Who am I? I am a vegetable and I make you cry when you cut me. Who am I? I am a meat. I am cooked on the grill. I come from a cow. Who am I? I am a vegetable. I am long and you eat me with a crunch. What am I? I am a fruit. I am small. I'm great in fruit salads. I am blue. Who am I? I am small and I can crack. I'm an oval and I come from a chicken. Who am I? I am a dairy. I have many shapes and I am often yellow. Mice love me. Who am I? I am a fruit. I can be red, green, or yellow. I grow on trees and teachers love me. Who am I? I am a dairy. I am cold, I am white, I am a liquid, and I come from a cow. Who am I? I am a fruit, I am round, I am orange. Who am I? I am a dairy. I am smooth, I come in many flavors, and I'm a great snack. Who am I? Now that we've finished with these riddles, we're gonna move on to the next activity. Did you know that the same materials that make up the Earth's crust can also be found in your cereal? What are some of the ingredients that make up your breakfast cereal? Just like we can't see everything that's in the Earth's crust, we can't necessarily see all the ingredients that are in our cereal. Science can help us see some of the most common elements though, such as iron. Even though iron makes up less than 5% of the Earth's crust, it can be found in lots of places, such as rocks, cereal, and even your blood. If you've ever seen rocks or dirt that have a red-orange color to them, or tint to them, they most likely contain iron. Iron tends to rust when exposed to oxygen, and then it turns this color. Iron also plays an important role in our bodies. It can be found in our blood and in a form called hemoglobin, and this helps transport oxygen around in our bodies. Our bodies can't produce iron, but it can be naturally found in a lot of our foods, such as meat, produce, or even nuts. And it's so important that our bodies have enough iron that some food makers put in a dash of iron with other food products, such as our fortified breakfast cereal, like Corn Flakes. Fortified breakfast cereal contains vitamins and minerals that aren't naturally present in them to improve people's health. Iron is magnetic, so if you have a strong enough magnet, you will be able to pick it up. Will you be able to pick up your cereal box based on the iron that's in it? Probably not, because the iron is in such small quantities. And the strength of our magnet is not enough to attract the iron that's in our cereal to overpower gravity. But we are going to remove or extract the iron from our cereal, and then we're going to pick it up with our magnet. So for today's activity, you are going to need breakfast cereal that contains iron, such as fortified corn flakes, a bowl and spoon, or else like a pestle and mortar. You're gonna need a magnet as strong as possible. When you're using your magnets, make sure to keep them away from all electronics. You're also gonna need a white piece of paper, a resealable Ziploc bag, and some water. Okay, so our first step is going to be to pour out 1 serving of iron fortified dry cereal into our bowl. I'm gonna run my magnets over my cereal. Notice none of my cereal was necessarily attracted to my magnets, and that's because the iron is in such low quantities that our magnets are not able to attract it because the force of gravity is counteracting the magnets and keeping the cereal in the bowl. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna crush the cereal with the back of our spoon, and we wanna keep crushing it until it becomes a fine powder, so then we can see if we can remove the iron particles. It also gets easier to separate our iron particles when it's ground into a fine substance. Now that my cereal has become a nice thin powder, I'm gonna go ahead and pour it out onto my white piece of paper in a thin layer. So what's your prediction on what you'll find? Do you think that you'll be able to find all this iron immediately? Now we're gonna run our magnet closely over the top of our cereal to see what happens. When you guys are doing this, is the magnet picking up any particles? Those are bits of iron. And if you aren't picking up any, make sure that your cereal is ground fine enough. Otherwise, you might need a stronger magnet. Now to get more iron, what we're gonna do is we're gonna carefully pour the cereal into our resealable Ziploc bag. Then we're gonna fill it halfway full with warm water. Now I'll carefully seal up the bag. And I wanna press some of the air out of this. Okay, I'm gonna carefully seal it up, and then I'm gonna gently swish around the liquid until the cereal has dissolved. This would be a great activity to do outside, where if your bag would accidentally break, it would break in a place that wouldn't matter, where you wouldn't have to clean up the mess necessarily. Now, once our cereal has dissolved, we're gonna go ahead and run the magnet over the top. Do you see those black fragments that float to the top? This is the black specks. The black specks should appear in the area where there's air. So what happened when you ran the magnet over the whole cornflakes? What happened when you passed the magnet over the finely ground cornflakes? How much iron were you able to extract from your cereal? Were you able to get more by dissolving your iron or your powder in water? As it is in the Earth's crust and in the soil, the iron in your breakfast cereal is attached to other substances around it. But when you crush the cereal down, it helps to free the iron particles so they can be picked up by the magnet. Dissolving the other parts of the cereal frees up the iron even more. Who knew that iron was hiding even in your cereal? For this next activity, you're going to be able to use your smartphones, iPods, or iPads, or any other forms of tablets or Apple or Android devices. I'm just going to happen to use my phone. And you're going to start out by downloading the Eat and Move-O-Matic app. This app is available for both Apple and Android products and was developed by Youth Voice, Youth Choice, which is an exciting national program developed by the National 4-H Council and the Walmart Foundation. And this app encourages young people, such as yourself, to develop and maintain a healthy, active lifestyle. Okay. So once you get into the app, this is the screen that's going to appear, and you can either change to a Spanish interface or else you can leave it in English. And this app shows you the comparisons between foods, calories, and physical activity. And so you can pick out different foods, and it shows you the amount of calories and how long it would take each form of exercise to burn off that amount of calories. So for instance, here I have my bean burrito that is 379 calories, and if I was to wash a car, which burns about 4.08 calories a minute, it would take me 1 hour and 33 minutes of car washing to burn off that burrito. And then you can scroll through and see what types of foods take how long to burn off calorie-wise. And then you can also switch it up to see random ones. And then there's also pro tips at the bottom, such as for this spinach salad with grilled chicken, the pro tip is great choice. Spinach salad and grilled chicken offers a healthy serving of vegetables and a good dose of protein. So it gives you a little bit more of factoid type information about the food as well. So feel free to explore that app and find out about what you're eating and the exercise you're completing and how that fits into a healthy lifestyle. Ultimately, this app helps you learn about the foods you eat and how they fuel your body when you're doing your favorite activities. So feel free to make new discoveries and to share these new tips with those around you. After learning about cereal today, was there anything that surprised you or any ways that you're going to switch up your morning routines to maybe include new foods or just include breakfast in general? This first meal of the day is very important. And think about all the ways that you can share this information with other people in your lives. With fiber contain 1 gram. That's not very much. Well, you're a bad example. Gravity and I'm stumbling through this. That's what this says. Are any other metals magnetic? What metals are magnetic? Yeah. Nickel's magnetic. What? Nickel. Nickel's magnetic? Oh, okay. I don't know. That's just what Google says. I'm just not going to say most metals. I'm just going to say iron is magnetic. So,